Okay everybody, welcome. Welcome to 8-Bit RC. This is Richard and I'll be your host this afternoon. Today we're doing tech tips. Tech talk with Richard, not TikTok. Anyway, we're going to look at this TRX4 Sport rig here and talk about the free mods you can do right out of the box to give yourself better performance. So, first thing I did was look all over the internet for those free and cheap mods and then see what all you other folks were doing, and then I did the ones that made most sense to me. So the first one I did, you'll notice when you get your Sport, and I can't be sure about the Defender or the Tactical or any of the variants. I'm sure it's the same, but just depending on how they come. And it should be the same RTR to kit. So anyway, the first thing I did was these sliders on the side. They got this funny little lip that hangs out quite far, all the way down. I took and cut that thing flush, cut it off, and then hit it with a sander, sand it down pretty good, get it all cleaned up. And then you'll want to do what's known as the slider lift mod. Take your sliders where they mount to the side plate underneath, and do it from the inside. Let's take a look at those bolts. Maybe we can see them. Here's one. There's one over there. There's the other one over there. You take those off and you put a spacer between. Let's flip this around here. You put a spacer between, and then you got the lift it up. What it does is you put the spacer in there, maybe 5 to 7 mil, 6 mil. It'll raise the slider up and give you, quite a lot more clearance underneath the side of the truck. When you do that, of course, you've got to now trim the body. You got to trim the body and trim it just basically below that body line you've got. Look at that. Still got that fun stuff to peel. Anyway, trim that off, and that'll allow your body to rest down in that channel properly. Now, what I also did was I lowered my body mounts to the actually, I'm pretty sure I notched them and made one last hole somehow. Quite sure. I'm not going to show you that. Yeah, we'll see if we can see it here. Pop those pins out and we'll take a look at it, alright? We'll see if you can see what I did with this. I totally trimmed out, notched out. It's really hard to see. You're going to look at the Terminator there. Get that to focus in on that thing. Right there. Very difficult to see, but I've trimmed it and added one more hole so I can get that body down low, and in the back, the same. You can see how low I am on the body mount. You gotta trim stuff. It's called clearancing. See? So do that. But you kind of have to do that. You kind of have to do all that stuff for free. Anyway, once you've lifted your sliders, lowered your body, and all that, you're going to want to move on to the bumper brackets. Bumper mount brackets, and you're going to flip them upside down. Flip them upside down, and that's going to allow the bumpers to flip. I think the front is going to lift about a half an inch. Front bumper will come up about a half an inch, and your rear bumper, I think your rear bumper is a little bit more because it's kind of a bigger drop on that mount. So anyway, oh Jesus, freaking ants are. Holy crap! Look at this. What's going on here? Holy 10th scale ants everywhere. So once you've done that and you flip your bumpers, you'll have to come up here to the front and trim the Lexan. You have to trim the Lexan all around to match that newly flipped bumper, the newly lowered body, and of course those sides to accommodate your newly lifted sliders. So all those things are like the first things I did that were, you know, free. Because let's just face it, some of you might have spent up to $600, so now you've spent all that money on this thing. Your choices weren't wise, and now you need to make yourself feel better by modifying and cutting the new stuff. Start cutting on the new expensive $370 to $600 thing. It'll help you justify your choices in life, you know, and then you can move on, and then everything's fine. Once you do that stuff to begin with, you'll give yourself, obviously, if you look at sliders, you're going to get more, you know, more clearance, duh. That's what you got to do. Stop acting like you're not going to cut the shit out of the sides of your trucks now. Also, if you've got that sport with the rack, you want to do the mullet mod. You don't want to cut the thing off like that. You want to trim it off like the mullet mod, so you lose a lot of that sprung weight that sits up way high and way in the back. So one thing that I did do with this truck, because it performed so well, was I added this nice low slung ash dragging hitch to make myself